Greetings. I am Pastor Harris, and this is Understanding with Pastor Harris. I welcome you all to this episode. I want to share some good news with you just before I get into the word today. And that is, you've heard me talk much about getting Spanish translations for this program. And I was able to do so. And we started that production about 3 weeks ago. It's Understanding with Pastor Harris en Español, which means in Spanish. It's a separate program by itself, but you're able to check it out and view it or share it with friends and neighbors and coworkers of yours who speak Spanish or maybe not that good English. It is being enjoyed by many. Just like with you, I send you out a link every week so that you're able to check this program, or many of you have subscribed to it, or whatever method you have by viewing this broadcast. Well, I sent out the first week 24 links to the Spanish program to Central, South America, here in America and in Raleigh as well. I'd like for you to know that the first week, there were 120 views from those 24 links. Last week, there were 122 views from the 24 links that I've sent out, and we already have some subscribers to that program. I want to thank you so much because you support this ministry, you pray, many of you made contributions, and I'd just like to let you know that God is so good, and He is blessing us at Understanding with Pastor Harris en Español. Thank you so much, and continue to keep me and this program and all of its listeners in your prayers. Now, today's message, I'd like to share with you a story that took place in one of the world's most famous museums in Europe. It was in Paris, France. This museum is known for having some of the greatest pictures in the world, painted by some of the greatest artists in the world. The story tells that one day, as the groups of patrons were walking up and down the halls to see the paintings, one group went down and they heard this man. He was screaming and shouting and running back and forth and holding his head. And people were trying to figure what's going on. Well, the museum officials heard him as well. And they all rushed to see what was going on with this man. And when they found him, he was just jumping up and down with joy and holding his head. He said, "I knew it, I knew it, I knew it." And they said, "Sir, what are you talking about? You knew what?" Well, it so happens that he was with a group of people as well, looking at the pictures, and one of them caught his eye, and he stopped to watch it, and he looked and he looked and he looked. The picture was a famous picture. It was a picture of the devil playing a game of chess with a man. And the inscription up under it says that this man thought he was the greatest chess player of all times. And so he played the devil for his soul. The picture describes that the man had anguish on his face. You could see fear all over him. And the face of the devil had a grin and that smile of victory. It was almost like the wolf licking his lips when he found Little Red Riding Hood. And it showed the chessboard. Well, this man had a great experience in the game of chess. Most people had just passed a picture by and talked about the great work and the expressions that were caught in the picture. But this man watched and looked and looked and looked at the game. And what he discovered was the king had another move. The king of the man had another move. It was not over. Well, that's good news. The king has another move, and it's not over. You see, that's important to you and to me because there are challenges in our lives as well. We don't play and pit ourselves against the devil, but there's evil in the world in which we live. It's in our community, in our neighborhood, it's everywhere. There are problems, illness, finance, neighborhoods, our houses, our family. And sometimes we feel great despair, just like that man in that picture. We think it's all over. In fact, sometimes our friends, like they did with Job, will say, it's over, there's nothing else you can do. But my friends, I want you to know, if you believe in God, if you will trust him, the king has another move. It makes no difference what's in your life. It makes no difference what may come. If you trust in God and talk to him and keep a relationship with him, the king always has another move. Let me tell you what the Bible says about it. In the book of Philippians, the 4th chapter, verse 6, the Bible says, don't be anxious. That means great worry about anything, but in everything by your prayer and supplication. Supplication means those things you present to God. With thanksgiving already in your heart, let your requests be known to God. Why? Psalms the 27th chapter, verse 14 says, wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait, I say, on the Lord. You see, the king has another move. Isaiah the 40th chapter, verse 31 says, but they who wait for the Lord, all your problems and your trials and your tribulations may be beating you up, you feel. They may be getting you down. You may not have any more answers for what's going on in your life. But the Bible says, they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like great eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Don't worry too much about what's going on around you. Give it to the Lord. Give it to the Lord, and then wait on him. There's an old song, a Negro spiritual that we used to sing, and it says, if you trust and never doubt, he will surely bring you out. Just take your burdens to the Lord, but then the end says, and leave them there. See, some of us play show and tell with God. We go to God crying and sobbing and pulling out our hair, and we tell him about our problems. And then when we finish our prayer and our visit with God, we pick them up and take them back with us. That's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches, take your burdens to the Lord and leave them there. You must trust and never doubt that he will. I know he will. He'll work them out. Just take your burdens to the Lord and leave them there. Mark, the 11th chapter, verse 24 tells us, I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe, then you have received it. It will be yours. You see, you got to trust in God. You believe in him. You got to trust in him. Trust in him means you don't continue to pull your hair out. And when you talk to people after you've talked to God, you don't begin to complain and wallow and wail about what's going on. You say, God has it now, and I'm feeling so much better. That's how you have an attitude of working with God when you establish your relationship with him. You have to learn to trust him, never doubt him, and then wait on him. The king always has another move. Your car may be broke down. You don't have any money and no way you think that you're going to take care of it. The king has another move. He may fix that car, or he may get you another one. You never can tell. You trust and never doubt. You see, he is the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. And the devil has never overcome him yet. He's your God, and he's with you when you trust him and you believe in him. Take your burdens to the Lord and leave them there, for he is your friend and your protector and your provider. Let him be the king of your life as well. And if you do that, you must trust him, because the king always has another move. God bless you. See you the next time on Understanding with Pastor Harris. Keep me in your prayers.